after.
Yeah, let's do it.
Are we on?
Yeah, we're on. Happy Tuesday, everybody. How you guys doing? Pretty good week 2, especially for the Packers. We looked good Thursday night. We beat a pretty good team, but it beat a pretty good team last week too. The defense continues to look phenomenal. Just gonna put this out there: the Bears look like the same old Bears. I'll leave it at that, respectfully. Tough week for Jake and the Dolphins. I thought they were going to get it done this week. Another disappointing week for them and their fan base. Detroit definitely was out to send a message. I thought going forward on the 4th down there, I know Dan Campbell's that type of coach, but I thought that was a little much. A lot of injuries last week. Burrow's out for at least 3 months, I read. He's on the IR. That's going to be a big deal for them. They contacted the Packers about trading for our backup quarterback. We told them to kick rocks. And then you got Carson Wentz starting for J.J. McCarthy, who early on, obviously McCarthy beat the Bears. Now you're kind of taking that with a grain of salt. And you're also, I don't know about you guys, but McCarthy for 7 of 8 quarters in the NFL has looked god-awful.
Well, there was a rumor on Twitter today. I don't know if it's verified or what, but apparently O'Connell was talking to Jay Jettas on the sideline and told him that he was going to bench J.J. McCarthy after the 3rd.
It's 2 games. I don't understand. It's 2 games into the season. He's already got 1 fourth quarter comeback. It's 2 games as a rookie starter. I mean, why can't we give the guy the whole fucking year? I don't understand the hate already.
Well, now he's injured supposedly. So.
I didn't even see him get hurt. Where did he win?
Did he play the whole game?
He got interviewed after the game, and they didn't say anything about it.
I don't know. I just think it's so premature to already be shitting on McCarthy when he's got 1 fourth quarter comeback in 2 games. I mean, that's 50%.
I don't know.
On the road in a tough environment.
Unless they saw something.
I don't know. We'll see. Obviously, it takes a while to adjust the NFL. Like you said, Jake, he's only been in the NFL, for 2 weeks, but they have a lot of weapons to throw the ball to. Not to mention Aaron Jones just went on IR as well. So if you're a Jordan Mason fantasy owner, that's intriguing news to you. Other than that, we'll jump into some more topics as we get to those teams and those games. But right now, Thursday Night Football, Miami 0-2 at Buffalo, who's favored by 12.5, nearly 2 touchdowns. The great Josh Allen. I don't have too much to say about this game other than I hope Miami continues to progress, but I'm going to take Buffalo.
Yeah, Buffalo is going to probably kill the Dolphins, but last year they did play really well in Buffalo and lost by a field goal. Tua, I believe, is like 1-7 versus Buffalo. It's just, the Bills have the Dolphins number. And, it just kind of happens with a lot of teams. But I don't know how the Dolphins pull off an upset. They're going to have to create turnovers. They're going to have to run the ball. They're going to have to keep Josh Allen off the field. They're going to have to get to Josh Allen. They can't do any of that. So unless Tua and Tyreek go for like 150 and the Dolphins have a couple rushing touchdowns, I just don't know how this game is close. They are divisional opponents. They do know each other really well. Maybe they can keep it close till halftime. The Dolphins have done stupid and weird shit where they win games they shouldn't win since I've been watching them. So who knows? But I think Buffalo is going to beat Miami.
I think all the primetime games have absolutely sucked this year.
Yesterday was good, right?
That Bucs game was good. Monday night.
Other than that,
the Sunday night game in Baltimore. That's prime. Baltimore Bills. That game was fucking awesome.
I'm talking like the Vikings game the other night. That one sucked.
I say half of them have sucked and half of them have been fine.
Yeah.
Yesterday's was a snooze fest. Which one was it? The other one was a snooze fest.
The Chargers game. I mean, I was in bed. Game started.
The Atlanta game
started like 9:30.
I mean, I'm not sure what the league was doing giving the Dolphins 6 primetime games this year. Did the league think something that we didn't think? Because evidently they're smarter than us because they're working for the NFL. We're not. So did they see something that we didn't see? Because why did the Miami Dolphins have 6 primetime games this year?
but this one's gonna suck.
That's a good question, is it not?
Yeah, it's a fair
Is it
question.
because they have a bunch of well-known, established players, and the fucking coaching staff can't put it together? They did improve. The Miami Dolphins did improve from week 1 to week 2. So
in what areas
do you
think
well,
they really?
offensively, they had 8 points. They scored 27.
They also got H.N. more involved, which they
Tyreek
need to.
Hill finally had a catch for 20 yards. The Dolphins
that was severely underthrown, but yes.
The Dolphins returned a kick. But the defense is going to be an issue. The secondary is terrible, so Josh Allen's probably going to have a heyday. But yeah, I would say the Dolphins made improvements. I mean, it was versus a team that's probably the same caliber as Miami. But if they would have came out and looked like shit, which they did for the first quarter, I don't know if Mike McDaniel would have made it through that game.
Did you see his quote after the game?
He can't talk to the media. He's terrible. He's as bad as Derrick Rose used to be.
He said something. He basically said, at the end of the day, it was something around the fact of, I wish I had it up.
You can't lose the game, but you can't win.
Yeah.
He's stupid. He can't talk to the media.
It was one of the worst quotes I'd ever seen. Anyways, Cody, who you got?
I got Buffalo by like 40.
40. I think it's going to be a little bit closer than people. I don't know why. I just feel like for some reason, the Dolphins play Buffalo really well in Buffalo, but they fucking suck in Miami versus Buffalo. Just saying, that playoff game where who got hurt? Was it Tannehill or was it Tua? And we had, what's his name, going in the wild card round? Skylar Thompson went in. The Dolphins lost like 38-35. So they play. I don't know if they're not expected to win, but they play well in Buffalo anyways. Atlanta at Carolina.
Yeah, in the Atlanta at Carolina game, Atlanta looks like a really good up-and-coming team. Carolina looks like the same old Panthers. I don't care if this game's in Carolina. I think Atlanta is going to dominate this game. They looked very dominant against the Vikings. Yes, they are. Bijan's phenomenal. Kyle Pitts looks like he's finally becoming a talent that I think I had thought for years. But yeah, they're a really good team. The defense was awfully good against Minnesota the other night. I've got Atlanta. I would take the spread here too.
I like Atlanta as well too. I'm trying to think who's in their division. That's Tampa's division,
Atlanta,
right?
Yeah, it's
Atlanta,
the Bucs,
Tampa,
the Saints, and the Panthers.
So you got to think that Atlanta is the only team that's going to give Tampa a run for their money, right?
Yeah.
Even though Tampa's got a game lead on them due to winning that.
Yeah.
Head-to-head, but looking at that division, yeah, that's a cake puff division. I mean, let's be honest. So I got Atlanta.
Yeah, I think Atlanta's a lot better this year. This is going to be a good game for them to get Drake London going again. He hasn't been really involved these first 2 weeks, not like he should be. Bijan's kind of been carrying the offense behind Michael Penix. Michael Penix has only had a couple games, but I think this game's going to be a blowout. I think it's going to be Atlanta by at least 10.
We should all pick an upset too before we get done. So if you got one.
All right. Up next, we got the Green Bay Packers, the best team in football, at the Cleveland Browns. I will say this about the Browns. I was looking on ESPN. They've actually given up the least amount of yards per game.
Are they still?
And they're top 5 in sacks. Yes, they are 0-2.
They just find ways to lose.
So Joe Flacco's pretty immobile. I think he's going to have a tough week this week. I don't think they're going to be able to run the ball very well against Green Bay. I think that bodes well for our defense because I don't think he's going to pass very well against us either. I personally think this is going to be a game that the Packers win by 10-plus points. Could be worse than that.
Could be a fest.
I'm calling Matthew Golden to finally have his breakout game. They've missed him on a couple routes, deep routes. He's been open, and they've just missed him. I think he's a hell of a talent. I think this Sunday we're going to get to see it. It's awesome to be a Packers fan, and I don't take it for granted, and I can't wait to watch them play on Sunday. I got the Packers.
Yeah, he's getting a little corny here with the Packers, and I'm going to start calling the NFL the National Fake League. That's what it is. So, but Green Bay is good, and they've gotten off to a really good start. They're 2-0. They've played 2 formidable teams. This one's not. It's on the road. Look when teams go on the road, till halftime, look for the home team to stay in it. Packers probably take over the second half and win by 2 touchdowns. Jordan Love's playing pretty good, doing enough to win. The defense is phenomenal. They got a good coach. I know you guys didn't like him for a while, but I always called you silly for that.
Yeah.
And they're a good team. They probably are in that top 3. They might be the best team right now. I mean, you got to put Buffalo up there. Even though Philadelphia is 2-0, they really haven't been good. But they're just a good team, so good teams find ways to win.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to take the Packers and probably a rout.
Yeah, like Cole said, it's definitely an exciting time to be a Green Bay fan. They've absolutely dominated these first 2 weeks. Division's not as good as it was last year, obviously.
That's another thing.
Bears are at the bottom. The division is really shaky to start. The Vikings didn't look very well these first 2 nights. The Bears are awful.
Detroit got back on track, but it was versus the Bears.
The Bears. Yeah, so no, definitely an exciting time to be a Green Bay fan. As far as this game, they held the Lions to like what did Gibbs and Montgomery combined for their first game, like 50 yards combined rushing. That's unheard of for them too. And
the Packers defense is probably going to be like top 2 or 3 in the league all year. Their defense is probably going to carry them.
And they're going to be behind, and they're going to have to throw to Jerry Jeudy and Cedric Tillman. I'm taking the Packers by 40.
I'm not used to seeing the Packers with this dominant of a defense, so I enjoy it.
The dog pound is a tough place to play. For some odd reason, Cleveland has pulled off some upsets.
Mm-hmm.
So, you can't just sleep your way through this one. You got to show up.
How tough's it got to be a Cleveland fan? And
it's worse than Miami.
And you let Baker Mayfield go because he had a bad year when he played on a bad shoulder. He won you a playoff game, and he goes to Tampa, and he continues to look like a phenomenal quarterback.
That ball is hit well. Oh, yeah, leadoff homer.
He caught it, too. Home run for Bush. But anyways, I think being a Cleveland fan would just be absolutely miserable.
Being a Cleveland fan, we think the Dolphins and Bears are bad. Being a Cleveland fan, I think, is worse because they are not mediocre. They're not mediocre. They are shitty. The Bears and the Dolphins are at least sometimes mediocre.
And the Bears are terrible.
I'm telling you, the Cleveland Browns are the worst NFL franchise to follow in the NFL. I'm sorry, they are.
Yeah, they're up there.
I don't know a Cleveland Brown. Maybe Scotty T. Catch. I might know one Cleveland Brown fan. You guys know any?
Ian Krajalik. Up next though, we got Houston and Jacksonville. Houston let one slip the other night against the Bucs, but credit to Baker, like we just talked about, getting down the field, 2 game-winning drives the first 2 weeks. I'm pretty pissed off that Bucky Irving didn't get that last touchdown. But so be it against Jacksonville, who was very close to winning last week. You would have thought they were probably going to win when Burrow went out, and then Browning had 3 interceptions when he came into the game. The head coach of the Jags, Cohen, had said some things about Brian Thomas and just being disappointed, I guess, in his efforts or something. He said something about he has a wrist injury going on. But I'm hoping their talk or whatever the hell they had going on between each other, hopefully they start designing routes for him to get open because he is the best receiver on their team. He is better than Hunter at receiving. I'm not saying Travis Hunter's not a special player, but Brian Thomas is clearly a better receiver. I'm surprised Jacksonville's favored in this game, but Houston has not been very well offensively. The defense for Houston's still pretty good. And because of that, I'm going to take Houston before I can trust picking Jacksonville.
Yeah, this game has good game written all over it. I just, obviously Vegas isn't sure. It's a 1.5 point spread for the home team. Houston just hasn't really been impressive, right? I mean, they stayed in it last night, probably because they were home.
Mm-hmm.
And, they did cause – how many turnovers? Didn't they cause 2? I know they caused 1, and didn't they get a punt block?
They had a big punt return. They blocked a punt.
So they had a lot of, plays that kept them in the game, but their offense really, didn't do a whole lot. It did enough to stay in it. But
Stroud didn't do much.
Yeah, this is going to be a really interesting game, and it might be a fun game to watch too. This could be kind of back and forth. Maybe like last team who has the ball wins, but I got Houston on the road in a very close game.
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot to say about this game. I watched a lot of Houston lately. Just because I got my fantasy stud in Nico Collins. I've been watching their offense a lot. Not very impressive. Nick Chubb is, doing what he can, and every single run last night it was cracking me up because he would run for a yard and then run for 2 yards and then run for negative yards and then they pass it incompletion. Like that's their entire offense. Nico Collins caught a touchdown at the very beginning of the game, and that was it for them. They had nothing going all night, and they were destined to lose that game.
What are you guys thinking about fourth downs and going for it? Because I have seen a lot of fourth downs already this year not converted, and we're only in week 2.
Yeah.
Why I bring that up? 4th and 1, 4th and goal from the 1 yesterday.
If they take the points, they win.
Houston runs it and doesn't even. I mean, they lose yards.
Yeah.
There's another game I can't think of it.
The Chiefs game.
Like teams don't like to take the points. I know analytics say to go for it, but how many NFL games comes down to one possession?
Damn near all of them.
Almost a lot of them.
All but eight games, they said the other day. All but 8.
Through week 2.
Yeah.
So
everyone.
Don Shula, RIP, one of the best coaches ever, he always said take the points. And my dad says he doesn't remember them going for it that much. So Don Shula always took the points. I think it's still valuable in today's world or today's NFL to take the points.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying every time and like maybe in the first quarter, but in the second half, if it's a 1-score game or to make it a 1-score game, coaches need to start thinking about taking the points more. I know if you get it, but I don't know. What do you guys think?
It's not really like.
I agree with you.
Yeah, it's not really coinciding with what you're saying, but kickers have absolutely blown my mind this year. Like
they've been terrible.
No, like I mean, some of them have been terrible, but
dude.
some of them have. Cam Little, a 70-yard field goal. Granted, it was
No, I
preseason.
get
Aubrey the other day.
Like
I get it.
It was like player of the week.
Like the Patriots kicker missed 2 PATs in the Dolphins game. It was
Yeah.
12-0.
It's just so the skill level. You can make a 70-yarder and then miss a PAT. How does that happen? What's the
pressure? What did it used to be? What did an extra point used to be back in the day? It
like
was
a
like
17-yard kick,
and now it's a 32.
something like that.
It's pretty. It's
farther
not
now.
far, but I mean
It's farther now. I mean,
not,
you guys,
it's not a gimme. But anyways, I just wanted to talk about fourth downs because I like taking the points.
It's a good topic,
More.
though.
I
Like
don't
you
know.
said, 1-score games are a big thing, and
Yeah, it's pretty much every game.
you can't guarantee what the game's going to look
Right.
like, but you can almost guess when it's 70% of the time.
So who you got?
I got Jacksonville.
Oh, you got Jet. Well, that's not a bad.
I can't trust Houston's offense, dude.
I mean, if Houston
I
starts out 0-3, I mean that's gonna be a
I'm a
tough.
Trevor Lawrence believer.
tough test.
Are you?
Yeah.
He's been in the league a while and he hasn't really done shit.
Well, he had that one year.
Bengals at Vikings.
This is-
So this is now the game of the backup quarterbacks. Jake Browning against Carson Wentz. So it's at Minnesota. Because of that, I'm going to take Minnesota. I also have more faith in Carson Wentz and Kevin O'Connell than I do Jake Browning in Cincinnati.
Zach Bryant. What's his name?
Zach Taylor. Yeah, and not to mention Minnesota has a pretty damn good defense, whereas Cincinnati does not have a defense. The thing about Cincinnati is they draft Joe Burrow, and he's basically been hurt all but 2 years of his NFL career so far. I believe
They
we're going
can't
on
protect
year
him. He
6.
takes a lot of hits.
He does take a lot of hits, and he does. Sometimes he tries to. They were talking about this morning. Sometimes he tries to make
Plays that aren't there.
He just holds on to it too long, like Caleb does sometimes. You see numerous quarterbacks do it. And that's part of the reason why he got hurt the other day, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to either start, he's got to get rid of the ball, or you know what? Some of these quarterbacks just have to, just fall. Just go down, because look what happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How many quarterbacks have we had hurt this year? Can we go through it? We got
Daniels.
No, that's not playing this week.
Oh, he might not
He
play.
might.
So Daniels,
Joe.
Burrow, McCarthy,
Yep. So that's 3. Josh
Purdy.
Allen went out,
Purdy.
but that was, I mean, we're already on to 2 hands. How many quarterbacks have been,
Yeah, I mean,
banged up or hurt? I get you want to make a play, but it's the same thing with you guys were just saying Daniels and the Commanders. That dude takes a lot of hits.
Yeah.
And I don't know how long you can do that for in today's era. I
Yeah.
just don't.
Yeah. But I've got Minnesota. Jake, who you got?
This could be another really good game. You know, Minnesota. Well, no. What's records here? 1-1 and 1-1.
No, 2-0. Cincinnati
Okay,
won,
Cincinnati's
so it's
2-0.
2-0.
So I mean, you get off to a 3-0 start. That's awesome. But I'm going to take Minnesota at home. You know, very tough place to play, and I just think it's going to be hard for the Bengals to go up in Minnesota and win. So I got the Vikings.
Yeah, I have the Vikings too, playing at home. I mean, Cincinnati, there's a lot of question marks. Obviously, we don't know how, Chase Brown's never been without Joe. He's always played with Joe. So
He's had kind of a slow start to the year.
exactly. So it might get even worse. It just depends. Kind of like the Achane and Tua situation. Like as soon as Achane lost Tua, he completely looked lost. So yeah, unknown. I just feel like the Vikings have a better shot. So
I agree.
Good game though.
Yeah,
Steelers Patriots. This one close spread. I'm surprised that New England's favored. I mean, I know that they're the home team, but I'm surprised they're favored. Pittsburgh. Who knows how that game would have shaken out last week if
Which one?
the
Dolphins game?
Steelers game.
Okay.
If Caleb Johnson, understood the rules of NFL football.
Well, who knows how the Dolphins game ends up if Achane don't step out of bounds at the 24-yard line.
Well, that's true. They probably win.
So,
but that's completely different though. When you accidentally step out of bounds, and then when you don't understand the rules and you're getting paid millions, there's a big difference there.
look in front of you and don't step out of bounds. I just talk about it for hours, but I get it. Yeah, it was horrible. That was horrible.
With all that being said, New England. I mean, obviously they're a well better coach team than they have been in years past with Vrabel. Even with that, I'm going to take Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh has been the 29th worst defense in the NFL this season, which who would have thought that with all the big names they got on that defense? They've been awful. I don't know if they're going to change something, but they've been bad. But I still got Pittsburgh.
I like the Steelers as well on the road. I mean, let's week one. Who beat New England week one? Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They don't look that good either.
So
that's
I just like Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers. I just kind of think they're a sleeper team all year. That Rodgers can go score you 30 points a game. Most teams aren't going to score 30 points a game. So I like the Steelers. I just think they're a high-powered offense, and I think they're going to outscore New England. So I got the Steelers.
Yeah, I like the Steelers too. I don't really have a whole lot to say about this one. Like Jake said, they're a pretty high-powered offense. Just New England hasn't looked very great. So
New England looked good in the first quarter versus the Dolphins. Then they shit the bag.
Just back-to-back kick returns.
The Rams at the Eagles. This should be a pretty good game. Say what you want about the LA Rams, but since McVay's taken over there and in Stafford, they've been relatively pretty damn good every year. And Devontae Adams still a hell of a player. Puka Nacua, Kyron Williams, they're relative on defense.
Right.
And you take a look at Philadelphia, they simply cannot pass the ball.
Yeah, they're
let's just call it as they just dominate the line of scrimmage with running the ball. They cannot pass. So I think your best bet here is to get in the lead early, make them throw. Obviously, if it gets to be 4th and 2 or 3rd and 2, you're screwed. They're going to do it. And while we're on that subject, that was clearly false start and offsides every single time they do that play. So the NFL needs to look into that because it's clearly bullshit. It's offsides. Anyways, with that being said, I'm going to take the Eagles at home. Philly is a super tough place to play.
Oh yeah, it's hard. One of the hardest places in the league.
I don't think LA is going to be able to overcome that. This is a rematch of the playoff game last year.
Both teams 2-0.
Which was, both teams 2-0. So I think Philadelphia is going to get to 3-0 here.
Yeah, I like the Eagles too. They're another team, they're probably top 5 in the league. One of the best teams in the league probably later on in the year. It's still early, but that offense has got to get going. Hurts has got to start getting rid of the ball. They got to
A.J. Brown's hardly done anything.
Defense isn't bad. And let's be honest, the Eagles have beaten the
Cowboys.
No.
Yes.
Who'd they play? I thought didn't they play the Chargers?
No, they played the Cowboys and then they beat the Chiefs last week.
So they haven't played. These are some pretty good teams that they're finding ways to win. And like I told you guys, good teams find a way to win, and the Eagles do. I'm going to take the Eagles at home. It'll be a good game though, I think.
Yeah, just like Pittsburgh, the LA is another really high-powered offense. You got a veteran quarterback, you got Puka, like Cole said, you got all those guys, and they're all studs. And the Eagles, I understand that Arrowhead's a really tough place to play at.
Oh, yeah.
Arrowhead's really tough, but like they said, they had an awful time passing the football.
Mhm.
Saquon and
94 yards.
dude, Jalen Hurts. Did you guys see the clip of him getting shit talked at the end of the game?
Yeah.
That was completely justified.
Hurts?
Yeah, I get that they won the game, but 94 passing yards is pathetic. So I will take the Eagles just because they are playing in Philly, but it's going to be close.
They don't look good.
It's going to be close. I would take the Rams, Brett.
But I mean, would you rather be 2-0 or 0-2?
I'd rather be 2-0.
So they have, they can still write the shit.
Jets, Bucks. I'm going to say this: the same old Jets. The Jets will jet, as Jake has always said.
How long have been
I don't know why so
they
many
won't,
people.
You know when they won't? Not jet Monday night when I'm at the game. They will score 40 points and put up 400 yards and beat the Dolphins 42-2.
42-2, so safety there.
Yep.
I've got the Bucks in this game. The Bucks have looked pretty damn solid throughout the year. They just had a big loss on defense. One of their linemen, I can't recall his name. If Christian's in the chat, maybe he can bring it up. And then you take a look at the Jets. They got embarrassed against the Bills. And I don't really have too much to say other than I think the Bucks are going to win this football game.
Yeah, I like Tampa Bay here too in a rout. This is going to be a shit show probably. And if Miller's on the chat, I'm still upset with you because I sent him a text last night. I said good win, and he instantly made fun of me.
Why?
I don't know. So I'm upset with him. And I'm going to take his team again. And they are another team. I mean, they might be one of the best. I mean, they probably are one of the best teams in the league. But, I mean, let's just say it. They probably are.
Yeah.
No one's talking about them.
People are talking about them.
Well, what do you think?
Well, I think we're from Illinois, so the only thing we hear about is the Bears.
No, but what do you think? You think they're one of the best teams in the league?
I think they're one of the top 10 teams in the league, yes.
See, I think top 5. Bills, Eagles, Packers,
Ravens.
Ravens. That's it. I mean,
Lions.
Maybe.
I'd take the Lions over. The thing with the Bucks is it could go either way when they play it because every game they're in is locked tight.
I get it.
So,
yeah, they play a lot of close games.
What about you, Cody?
Justin Fields' disaster class last week. It was terrible. I just don't think there's any way that they recover from that, especially against a good Bucks team. So I'm definitely rolling with the Bucks.
Is he hurt?
Who?
JF1?
He's questionable. I don't know what's going on with him, but
he's out. Did
I
you
have
guys
no
see
idea
that?
who the
I
Jets
thought I
backup
seen
is.
it.
Yeah, I mean, even if he doesn't play, it's still who's their backup?
Fuck, I don't know.
Peyton Manning.
Rodrigo.
I don't know who their
Rodrigo
backup is.
Blankenship.
Next game, Colts Titans. If I was a Broncos fan, I would be irate with how the game ended last week.
I can't stand leverage.
Let me just say this. I saw the kick, like I knew it wasn't going in the first one. I turned the game off and went outside. And then I'm on the way home from Ottawa with my dad, and he goes, "Hey, my buddy just texted me and said the Colts won." I go, "No, they didn't. The guy missed a field goal." Sure enough, the Colts somehow won that game.
Yeah, they called leverage. It's the same.
It probably was.
What game was it? Was Bears Packers, wasn't it? One year and they called leverage. Was it last year or the year? Which game was it?
I don't know. That might have been a couple years ago, but I remember them calling that. I know what you're talking about.
I don't know. Why are you doing it? If it's going to be called, quit doing it. I mean, that player
That cost
should
them
sit.
the game.
Yeah, that player should sit next week.
So because of that, the Colts are 2-0 and the Broncos are 1-1, and the Colts have looked well better than I thought they were going to be.
Yeah, they've looked all right. I don't know that they continue. I mean, I don't know. I don't really like Daniel Jones as a quarterback. I mean, I'm just going to be honest with you.
Yeah. And then you take a look at the Titans. Cam Ward has shown some flashes, but that's just not a good Titans football team.
No,
it's not. So because of that, I got the Colts on the road, but the Colts have a tough time going to Tennessee and winning. They do. So I think it's going to be close. I think the Colts pull it out.
Yeah, I got the Colts too on the road. I just think they're going to go off to a 3-0 start, which is going to be huge in that division, right? Because the next best team would be
probably Jacksonville or Houston, but Houston's 0-2.
So I mean, they'd already have a 2-game lead on everyone in the division. That's huge. So I like the Colts. This game could get ugly.
I'm here for the Daniel Jones resurgence. I absolutely love Daniel Jones. I'm a huge tight end guy. I think they did a great job in the offseason drafting Tyler Warren. He's a great weapon. The goddamn Bears should have drafted him, but
they didn't.
They didn't. They got a guy that
I didn't
has
know who Colston Loveland was when they drafted him.
Was he from Notre Dame?
Michigan.
Okay.
Not saying he's not bad, but everybody knew who Tyler Warren
Jesus
was.
Christ, that was an 11 pitch at bat.
But anyway, I think the Colts did a great job. I think the Titans are a terrible football team, so I think the Colts are going to go on the road and win.
Yep. And there'll be a lot of Colts fans there because that's a pretty close trip for them.
I'm a huge Tyler.
The Vegas Raiders, kind of in some controversy right now. I don't know if you guys were watching the game last night.
I fell asleep.
But even right at the beginning, they showed Brady. Brady had a headset on.
Yeah, what's going on?
And
there?
they're still talking about how, maybe he's getting insider information, whatever, this, that, or the other. So there's some questions there. But let me say this. I've never been a Geno Smith guy. He's not great. He's not great.
No, he's serviceable.
He's serviceable.
How old is he?
So is putting a patch in your tire for 100 miles, maybe. I wouldn't trust him to do anything with me.
Cole, there ain't 32 great NFL quarterbacks.
I'm not saying there are, but I don't know if I'd go out and spend $30+ million.
Oh, hell,
on Geno
absolutely
Smith.
not. No.
Not improve in other areas.
Right.
So then you got Genty. You take, one of your top overall picks, and he has 84 yards rushing through 2 games.
No.
I mean, he's not really seeing the ball that much.
Right,
it's
good.
weird. He did have one play right at the beginning of the game I saw that, was a damn good run. Other than that, I don't know what happened. I fell asleep.
I fell asleep too.
That was like a Pac-12
What?
after dark game.
Why did the Chargers only win 20-9? Like, obviously, evidently, they didn't play that well either.
Especially
So-
with the pick, very first play of the game.
Yeah. Got a field goal out of there. With all that being said, I know you guys talked about Jaden Daniels being banged up. We'll see if he goes. I'm going to assume and hope that he goes. I'm going to take the Commanders. Vegas has Max Crosby, and they have a very nice stadium, and I do like their colors on their jersey, but I do not think that they're not a great NFL franchise. They're not, and everybody tries to make it this big ordeal. Yeah, it's a touristy destination. They're not good. They're not going to be good with what they got. You hired a 73-year-old coach. That's like a terrible idea in my mind because what are you going to get 3 years out of
Well,
it?
it's the same
And
thing.
it's-
Like, what?
I got
why
the
are the
Commanders.
Why are Tar Heels hiring Belichick? I mean, I don't get hiring a coach over 70 if he hasn't been there for
Yeah.
Like different Andy Reid. When Andy Reid becomes 70, if he's still with the Chiefs, I get it because he's been there. These guys haven't.
Yeah.
So they're coming in and they're going to want to do shit their way, which takes time. They don't have time.
Yeah.
They have time, but not like coaching time.
Yeah. Belichick, I think, is head over heels taking the North Carolina job. They paid him a lot of money.
Recruiting and all,
Yeah.
I like the Commanders in this game as well. I think Jaden plays, and I think they get back on track. 2-1's a pretty good start.
Yeah.
To an NFL season. So I got the Commanders at home.
Yeah, bad things happen in Washington.
Yeah, you would know
the
that.
Bears. But I think this game depends on if Jaden Daniels plays. I mean, Marcus Mariota is serviceable. I think they would be fine with him. It would be
I do
close.
too.
But Jaden Daniels is he's a menace. Like, he's young and he shows flashes of
Take
Lamar.
these.
And
He does. He
Yeah.
does. They remind me. Yeah, he's got to slide. He's got to get down
Yeah.
though. He's got to
Max
stop.
Crosby will get back there.
He's got to stop going
Did you
head
guys
first
see
into tackles.
did you guys see the Twitter video of Max Crosby? I'll have to
Yeah,
show you
what was he
after this.
doing? That was
No.
weird.
No, I didn't.
He was trolling the camera last night. It was funny.
So you got the Commanders.
Good game here.
Next game, we got the Broncos at the Chargers. Like we talked about earlier, the Broncos lost a heartbreaker. As a fan, that would irk me for many days. And then you got the Chargers, who are playing, pretty good football. 2 division wins right from the get-go.
That's awesome.
They do have good players on their team. They've got a solid defense. Say what you want, but Harbaugh's a good coach. They've got a good kicker. They're at home, which I know that when teams play at home in
Yeah,
LA,
it's kinda
there's a lot of
half-half.
half or more.
Probably more.
I'm going to take the Chargers. I think they're going to continue with the way they've been playing. I think they get it done at home.
I think the Chargers.
Close one.
You can't really say they're a sleeper because they're 2-0 and they're in first place, but I would say just look out for them all year. I just think they're a team that, I love Herbert. I know I liked it at the time that the Dolphins drafted Tua. Looking back in the last couple of years, I wish that the Dolphins would have drafted Herbert. I really do, but they didn't.
The Dolphins would be in a so much better position if they drafted Justin Herbert. Just saying it's unfortunate, but it is what it is.
But this is. I think this is gonna be a good game, and obviously, if Denver wins, 2-1 would put them in first over the Chargers at 2-1 with head-to-head wins. So this is a big game early on. But I just look out for the Chargers all year. I like them.
Yeah, I don't know what the significance was, but I don't know if you guys saw that clip at the end of the game with Bo Nix and Peyton arguing at the end of the game. Frustrating game all around. I understand it. They butt heads sometimes. So I don't know the significance of that. I don't know if it's going to throw off,
Who was it?
Peyton and Bo Nix.
Sean Payton?
Yeah.
See, that's the thing with these old school coaches. They're going to tell you. They're not going to put up with the bullshit.
Well, and it's just like Bo Nix did something. CJ Stroud was getting into it the other day with head coach. These young guys, they're not taking anything.
They're not coachable anymore.
No, exactly. So
I don't have any problem with my quarterback and coach getting into a confrontation on the sideline. I really don't. One guy's hard nosed, the other guy's hard nosed, and at least they're talking about it.
Yeah, exactly. But you have to be able to be coached. If not, you're a lost cause.
But just because a coach is getting heated in the moment when they lose a game like that doesn't necessarily
mean. And it's also you need to respect.
Talked, because this has happened before between Sean Payton and Bo Nix, and they have talked about it, and they have respect for each other. It is what it is. They just have those moments.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
Yeah, it's competitive. But as far as the game goes, I'm going to take LA. They got a nice offense. They got Keenan Allen back, and he's already caught 2 touchdowns in 2 games. Like he's been a big part of them already. Lad McConkey, he's a stud. They're a good team. He's going to be around for a long time. Lad doesn't take hits. Yeah, if you ever watch him, he's just like Tyler Lockett. Remember how he used to be?
Yeah.
Remember he used to just
get
go
down.
Squirmy.
Going to be down for. Going to be there for a long time, and I think they'll be good for a couple of years. So.
Yeah, Chargers got a good one, Herbert.
Playoff team last year.
Yeah, I think they'll be a perennial playoff team every year.
Yeah, the New Orleans Saints at Seattle. I'm going to pick Seattle in this one. Shout out to Kenneth Walker for finally looking like an NFL running back while he's on my bench and cost me my fantasy game. But that's my own choice, and it is what it is. But I still don't like Sam Darnold. But I like any team against the Saints. I got Seattle.
Yeah, I got Seattle.
And that's a tough place to play.
Yeah, one of the hardest places to play in the league. I got Seattle as well. They'll move to 2-1, right?
Yeah.
So off to a decent start. I don't know how good they're going to be this year, but 2-1's 2-1. So
I would say it's a winnable division with how banged up San Francisco is, and then the Cardinals. They're gonna fall at the end of the year like they always do.
I would probably. Who would you put right now as the favorite
in that division?
Arizona.
I would take.
No, I know who.
I'm definitely not
putting. I'm not. Who do you think's favorited right now?
I do not think Arizona would be favorited.
So you think it's?
I still think it's probably
the Niners.
The Niners, based on coaching,
history.
Yeah.
All right, so we both got Seattle. I don't know about Dodge, but
yeah, I don't like New Orleans at all. Spencer Rattler. I mean, he was good in college. He hasn't done anything in the NFL to prove otherwise.
They played who'd they lose to Sunday?
The Niners.
But it was a pretty good game though, wasn't it?
Yeah, Mac Jones looked like a much different quarterback. Shout out to Kyle Shanahan for that.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice, but yeah, I can't trust New Orleans.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
This will probably be a snoozer.
Dallas at Chicago. I'm surprised the Bears are favored in this one. I know they're at home, but I'm just shocked that they're favored in this game. Dallas has looked, in my opinion, pretty solid. Right. A lot better than I was expecting them to look this year. Dak Prescott looks phenomenal. He looks as good as he's looked in the NFL.
They should. Let's be honest. They should be 2-0.
They should be.
His name catches the ball.
Yeah, they should be. They have the best kicker in the NFL. It's not even close. He's a game changer, and they have a good offense. Javonte Williams.
Defense, though.
Yeah, I agree. The defense isn't that great, but
we can't be giving up 30-plus points at home to the Giants. So
a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while. But
divisional opponents. So
but I've got Dallas in this one. Chicago is, if you listen to the radio, they're imploding. Everything's going to hell there.
Do you think it's close?
I got Dallas. I don't think it's close.
No, then why? I don't understand the spread. I'm baffled. Like, at least put Dallas -1.5. Like, what is there? Is there some story behind this game that we should know about?
I don't know. I don't know. I got Dallas.
Look, I was hot on the NFC North. I'm not gonna lie. Through 2 weeks, I'm not as hot on the North as I was 2 weeks ago. I kind of think it's not. I think it's kind of now between Detroit and Green Bay. And obviously Green Bay's got the driver's seat with the 1 win versus them.
Yeah.
But this game, I just, part of me wants to take the Bears, and I do take the Bears a lot on these picks. I did it last year, and they always screwed me. But I can't. I just think Dallas is too high-powered offensively for the Bears. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like maybe early on the Bears keep it close, but I just think Dallas becomes too much for the Bears later on. So I got Dallas on the road. Probably going to be a lot of Cowboy fans.
1-12 in our last 13 games.
That is the Bears?
Well, everybody and their mother knows who the 1 win was against.
The Packers?
Against
that was a Super Bowl.
Wow. I wasn't even excited about that. It was a backup game of 1-12 in our last 13 games. I was there on opening night against the Vikings. It was terrible. Left in shambles.
What do the Bears have to do to win this game?
They're nothing. They're going to lose. I'm taking the Cowboys.
I just think, Caleb has to, he's got to hit throws, in this game.
He can't. He physically, you can see his brain, process. I think Ben Johnson got on his ass about looking through his reads, and he just skips over him and tries to get out of the pocket. I think that's what's going on. I think that he's rushing, and
he does look like he wants to get out of the pocket.
Well, and the Bears' defense doesn't look good.
No, it's terrible.
And Jalen Johnson's out.
Regardless,
it looked good till halftime in week 1, and since then it's been.
You get a Detroit team that looked terrible the very first week, and then they drop 50 points on you with their old offensive coordinator, and he gets shut
right.
Up. I mean, there's not much to say.
Yeah,
there's not.
So I think we all got the Cowboys. I don't know. I don't know how the Bears win. I mean, they're going to have to create turnovers, take care of the ball.
Yeah.
So
talking about the 49ers, Cody's favorite team, I think.
If I wasn't a Bears fan, I'd be a 49ers fan.
That's fucking stupid.
Go George.
He's saying go George. George won't be on the field for probably 3 or 4 more weeks. But the Cardinals somehow 2-0 to start the year.
Yeah.
I'm done buying into the Cardinals hype. Kyler, I'll always love Kyler. Appreciate what he did at Oklahoma. He's a hell of a talent. Whatever happens in the NFL just doesn't work out for him the whole year. I know people say when Call of Duty comes out, but
I hate that. That's the past. They're 2-0 this year. The division isn't as good as it is. I think Arizona's going to be a pretty good team this year. I mean, we're talking 11-6, 12-5 due to playing lesser teams this year in their division.
Yeah.
So I like Arizona. I do, and I think Arizona wins this game on the road.
Okay, I've got the Niners. I prefer
1.5.
Shanahan as a coach. It's at San Francisco. I think the defense for the Niners is gonna do pretty well. I think they got a lot of game changers over there from Fred Warner.
Who is the QB?
To Nick Bosa. Mac Jones is the quarterback.
Yeah, not happening.
Who you got?
I got the 49ers. I like Mac Jones. They did a good job last week.
They're not going to score.
What do you mean they're not going to score?
I don't think they're going to score.
CMC is back and healthy. Once you have a healthy CMC, he's the best running back in the league.
Well,
you got a lot of weapons.
So if I'm the Cardinals, I stack the box and I make Mac Jones beat me. All game. I don't think he will. So I like the Cardinals.
For the first time since 2008, 2 0-2 teams at Week 3 on Sunday Night Football. In America's favorite team, Kansas City, against the New York Giants, who got to give Russ his flowers. He put on a hell of a performance on Sunday.
Absolutely.
He's leading the league in passing.
That's crazy.
We talk about Kansas City. They've still been underwhelming to me. Everybody's kind of grasping and saying, just 2 years ago, they were able to throw the ball all over the field. That doesn't happen anymore.
Don't you feel like they kind of have been leading up to this? I mean, even last year, Kansas City they kind of remind me of the Eagles start this year. They just find ways to win. You know what I mean? They don't really play. Do you think, when was the last time Kansas City's played a formidable? It just seems like they're always, Mahomes is always having to do special things for them to win.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it. That's what it takes in this league.
I asked JP who the president of the Bears was today, and he didn't know.
What?
I have no idea who the president of the Bears
Isn't it?
Is it McCaskey?
No, it's right. Is the president and general manager the same thing? Yeah. Then it's Poles, right?
Well, not with Green Bay, it's not. But
then who is it?
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, they all have
Makes
made a
sense,
bunch
right.
of
He
great
was
decisions.
talking about me being a true base
Yeah.
fan.
Well,
Anyway, I have Kansas City. I think there's going to be a lot of Chiefs fans at this game.
oh yeah, they get back on
I don't
track.
think it's going to be close. I really do think they make a statement.
I
on
didn't
Sunday
really.
night.
I thought the Cowboys were kind of going to wipe the floor with the Giants too, though. That surprised me. But I got Kansas City too. I agree.
How about Malik Neighbors, though, man? He's something else. He's a stud.
Pretty good.
LSU boys, man. They're all good.
Who
Yeah.
you taking, Dodge? Chiefs.
Yeah, I like Kansas City.
Jake basically just cut Cody off there.
We'll continue, but he didn't tell. He didn't tell us who he was picking.
I just don't see a world where Kansas starts 0-3.
Are they done if they do?
Yeah, they're probably done. But I wouldn't put it past them to somehow get in the playoffs. But if you start 0-3 in the division that they're in, you got a lot of catching up to do. And I don't know.
What's that? Is that 5.5 or 6.5?
5.5 for both. Detroit at Baltimore Monday night. This should be a good game.
Should be.
Neither of these teams wants to go 1-2. I'm going to take Baltimore. I think Derrick Henry didn't have that huge of a week last week, and they still scored 40 points. I think this week he's going to have a huge week. Zay Flowers has looked the best he ever has in his NFL career this far. Obviously, Lamar's Lamar. You take a look at Detroit. They did not take their foot off the pedal last week against the Bears. I do think they're going to continue with that. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I've just got Lamar and the Ravens at home.
I got Baltimore as well. The Baltimore, again, they're one of the best teams in the league. It's time you get it done in the playoffs, right? If you're a Ravens fan. So, but would you say this is maybe the best game of the week?
I would say it's probably the best game of the week.
Matchup-wise, like, I'm not sure we got.
It's probably going to be the most fun game to watch.
I don't know.
You would anticipate.
But it
The
could
Bills
turn
and
into a
Dolphins would be
Baltimore. Shut the fuck up, Dodge. But it could be a Baltimore blowout too. The Dolphins suck, so I know it. So who said it in the chat?
No, nobody said anything about the
The
Dolphins.
Dolphins
They said
suck.
who the
I never
Bears
said
president
I
was.
never said the Dolphins were good. So, and I also think Tua sucks. So when I say that your quarterback sucks, take it with a grain of salt because Tua sucks too.
Well, he does.
Even though I thought he looked really good versus the Patriots. I did.
Detroit's going to go from a cakewalk defense in the Bears to a juggernaut Baltimore defense in
Is it?
Baltimore.
I don't.
Is it a
know.
juggernaut?
I don't
The
think
Bills
it is.
dropped 40 on
Yeah,
them, and they were getting ran through. And
But you know what?
then
what
they played
is
the
it-
Browns, so
What is it with Baltimore in fourth quarters?
they fall apart.
They've blown like 7 3-touchdown leads in the fourth
one
quarter
of them was
under
the Dolphins
under
2 years
Harbaugh.
ago,
Yeah,
or 3 years ago.
we were in Lambeau Field watching. Well, we weren't at Lambeau.
We were at the casino.
watching the game.
Yeah.
Weren't paying attention, and all of a sudden, then we were glued to the TV because the Dolphins were coming back. I don't know, dude. Like
That was when the Dolphins were fun.
they were. Was that the year that they
That
were
was the
9-3
first year
and
they
they
had
lost to
Tyreek.
Tennessee?
Yeah.
Yeah, since then
Yeah.
since then to McDaniel. But yeah, this should be a fun game. I would think it's high scoring, but I also could see Baltimore wiping out Detroit just because the Ravens are that good.
Yeah, we'll see.
And I mean, let's be honest. I don't think Baltimore is scared of Buffalo. I'm just gonna say that. I think because they lost to let's be honest, these are the two teams in the AFC this year, right?
Yeah.
Kansas City needs to step it up to get up to that notch right now. They're not scared to have to go to Buffalo and beat them. They can do it. I mean, they had to beat. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good week of football. I'm excited to watch the Packers again. This Monday night game is going to be a good game. Sunday night game, I don't really care about. The other game I've got circled is Philadelphia and the Rams. I think that's going to be a really good game.
What's an upset? Anybody got an upset to watch out
Well,
for?
I made all my picks, but I guess if I'm going to pick an upset, it'd be Denver over the Chargers just because the Chargers are favored.
Yeah.
I'd pick that. What about you, Cody?
Yeah, I took that. I took Trevor Lawrence and the Jags.
They're favorited.
They are favorited?
Yeah.
Holy shit! How? Miami. No,
I like that. For some odd reason, I don't know why, but I just feel like
it would be really fun to watch.
I just feel like this game might be close. They're like I said, they normally play pretty close games. I know Buffalo has blown Miami out, at times, but they've also played really close games multiple different times. Rams over Philadelphia would be my upset
Yeah, good pick.
if I had to pick one.
I'm just thinking about how likely it is that the entire NFC North is going to have a losing record, and the Packers are going to be 3-0.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. By week 8 or 9, the Packers could almost have the division locked up. But
I don't know about
will.
that, but